Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and in today's video I wanted to do a bit of a recap on all of the leaked information that we know so far regarding DLC 3. Now I will be making a video within the future, which is probably going to be about half an hour to 40 minutes long, and I'm going to be collating all of the information that we know so far for DLC 3. I'll be going through all the ciphers that we know about DLC 3 from Zetsubo no Shima, as well as Der Eisendrache, as well as radio quotes and stuff we've gotten from interviews, and it's just going to be a really in-depth storyline video regarding that. But that video might be a bit delayed because I'm currently starting exams tomorrow, so if you notice that I start missing a few days of uploads, or if you notice that my upload schedule might be a bit off, or if my videos seem a bit shorter than usual, or they seem like random topics, or I'm not covering information / Easter eggs as they're released, that is why, unfortunately. But it would be greatly appreciated if we could go for 1,000 likes on today's video, so that I know that you definitely want me to make that half an hour to 40 minute long video regarding DLC 3, because it's going to take a lot of research, and I know I said I was going to make a video regarding the katana as well that will be going up soon, but again that video requires a bit of research and my exams are starting, so it's all a bit hectic right now. So this is going to be a recap, as he said, about the leaked information that we know so far regarding DLC 3. This video will not be collating any information that we've gotten from ciphers, radios, interviews, etc. As he said, that's all going to be in that really long video. This is only stuff that we found out from the code. So first of all, we do obviously know that DLC 3 will in fact be set in Russia, and we know this because within the code it says ZM_DLC3_deep_Russia, and then it says that's going to be the geographic location. But we pretty much can confirm at this point that it will be Stalingrad, based on the scraps of paper that we got on Shadows of Evil, and based on a lot of other evidence as well. And obviously Nikolai references Stalingrad a lot. DLC 3 will all relate to us trying to capture the 1.0 version of Nikolai, because within the code it says ZM_DLC3_Nikolai_summon. This was pretty obvious. We pretty much knew this before even DLC 2 had came out, or even DLC 1 in fact. But this is just confirmation within the code. Now there's going to be dragons within this DLC 3 as well, and quite recently there was in fact a cipher solved that sort of gave us some backstory regarding that. But we've known that there was going to be dragons within a future DLC ever since Der Eisendrache, because obviously on Shadows of Evil within the Apothecon eggs we saw baby dragons if you glitched into them within a theater. So it seems like the Apothecons were for some reason trying to create dragons, but then moving on to Der Eisendrache in the boss room, there was in fact dragon eggs once again. And then when we move over to Zetsubo no Shima, one of the steps for the Easter egg, when you teleport with anywhere but here to get one of the cog parts, you teleport into a dragon testing room. And here it seems like Division 9 have been testing on, or should I say creating dragons, the artificially genetically modified versions of dragons. We're not really sure how they've been created, but we see lots of posters and sketchings of them on the sides of the walls. And also when you first spawn there is in fact a tail of a dragon that quickly goes across the screen, and there's cracked dragon eggs within this room, and there's just loads of diagrams and stuff like that. But within the code it does say AI_ZM_DLC3_dragon_strike_1. So you know, it's been speculation up to this point that we would be seeing dragons in the future. People have been speculating about this ever since Der Eisendrache, but the code is definitely a confirmation of this. Now from the recent zipline cipher that was in fact solved by DC Revolution Gaming, and you can find a link to the Reddit post and also his channel down in this video's description, he did in fact manage to solve the zipline cipher, which gave us more information regarding the dragons that we would be seeing within DLC 3, because it said Division 9 Project D update to Group 935. The specimens have been manufactured to be asexual. We felt it was best to remove the primal urges of the sexes, as this will make them far easier to control. That being said, they are still still extremely dangerous, you must have the mechanical control collars and proper frequencies set and applied when the specimens reach the juvenile stage. After seeing what they are capable of, your statement on the Eastern Front with the Russians will soon come to an end. So Division 9 have been creating these genetically modified dragons, but the thing is, if they're creating genetically modified dragons, they must also exist naturally. And I think this links into the Cthulhu mythos and the presence that we saw on Shadows of Evil, because as he said, the apothecon eggs that we have to move about from the different statues in order to get the sword, as he said, when you glitch inside them, we see these little baby dragons. So the apothecons and the keepers have had some sort of link in with these dragons. Personally, I believe they exist naturally somehow, and I don't know how, but it definitely links into the keepers in some way, and that's why we see them within the keeper boss fight, the eggs of the dragons within the keeper boss fight within the Eisendrache as well. But I think that Division 9 have been experimenting with these dragons to benefit themselves, and they're providing them to Group 9352, as it says within the cipher, to help them within the stalemate on the Eastern Front, obviously referring to Stalingrad. But there's going to be a device that will be implanted onto a mechanical device that will be implanted onto these dragons after they pass the juvenile stage, where their sexes and their hormones start to develop. They will in fact put this on to prevent them from having sexual feelings, because obviously if they do in fact have these sexual feelings, especially the females and the males, they're going to be a lot more aggressive, and it can lead to basically it'll just be dangerous for them. But these mechanical devices can be set to different frequencies, or so it seems, and that's how they're going to be controlling these dragons, so they will in fact work on their side. So it seems like within DLC 3 there's going to be dragons, but they're going to be working for us, and it's really weird. Now, in my personal opinion, I do believe that on DLC 3, in some way, shape or form, we're going to see dragons that will also be able to fight against us, whether that means one of the dragons somehow breaks free of his mechanical device, or it breaks or something like that, and that's how it causes it to attack us, or maybe within the Easter egg we have to fight a dragon, or maybe moving further on from that, maybe when we get to DLC 4 we will instead fight natural dragons, because maybe in DLC 3 there's going to be these dragons that are going to be on our side that are manufactured, genetically modified dragons that Division 9 have experimented on and created via artificial means. And then maybe in DLC 4, which I think is going to be a very apocalyptic, hellish themed map, where it's going to be this great battle, we're going to see the presence of Primus, we're going to see this massive apothecon battle that's been hinted at all the way since Origins, and I think it's going to be a very apocalyptic, hellish map. I think that's where we could see dragons as a physical, enemy, a physical form that will be against us. But the thing is, within the code, it does in fact say something weird, because it says AI_ZM_DLC3_Russian_mech_heat_vent. Now, the real DF on Reddit, who was the one who found this code, and you can find the link to the Reddit post down in this video's description if you want to read it for yourself, but he believes that possibly this may be referring to the Panzers returning once again on DLC 3. Now, we've seen them in Origins, we've seen them in the Eisendrache, and they may be returning again, and the reason for this is it could be a different variation of the Panzer, because the one we saw under Eisendrache was different to the one that we saw within Origins. Instead of a flamethrower, it had the Element 115 gun that it could shoot at you. So maybe we'll be seeing yet again another variation of the Panzer, and the reason for this is because within the code, the Panzer's always been referred to as a mech unit, and that's once again what's being referred to within the code. However, it could be referring to something else, it could be referring to something else entirely that is mech related, and as I was saying, the dragons coincidentally are being controlled by this sort of mech structure that will be put on them. So maybe it's referring to something to do with the dragons, or maybe this mech unit is going to be some sort of thing that we're going to be able to collect, and we have to put it on the dragons within the map. But that sounds a bit tedious and a bit stupid, but there's something regarding a mech unit that's going to be on the map. We don't know whether that's the Panzers themselves or whether it's something else, and it could have some sort of link within the to do with the dragons. Now, there is also some more leaked information regarding DLC 3. Now, I talked about this a while back, before DLC 2 had even launched, because back then when this information got leaked, it was still unclear whether this information was referring to DLC 2 or whether it was referring to DLC 3 or 4. So when it was released for DLC 2, we were unsure on what it was referring to. Now, I made a video about it, and I said within that video that I doubt it was coming within DLC 2, and I thought that it would be coming within DLC 3, and it does seem like that is in fact the case, because within the code, it does in fact say weapon underscore SMG underscore PPSH, and then it says icon underscore weapon underscore SMG underscore PPSH. So it seems like within the future we're going to be getting the PPSH within zombies. Now, it begs the question, it will most likely be added into multiplayer first and then added into zombies, or that's what I think. I could be wrong on that one, I really don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's added into both modes, and we see it within supply drops as well, because obviously Activision want to earn money. But it seems very logical for this gun to be added onto DLC 3. However, it could be in DLC 4 as well. We don't know what gun this map will make an appearance on. But the question is it makes complete sense for the PPSH to be returning for this Stalingrad map, because it fits the scenery, it fits the time setting, it fits the battle zone. Within the code, it did also say skull underscore gun. It said weapon underscore skull underscore gun, and I think that was referring to the skull of Nan Sapwa, so I think we've already seen this code. So I don't think we're going to see it within DLC 3 or DLC 4. However, maybe, just maybe, it was referring to the Skull Crusher melee weapon that was recently added into multiplayer, which is, it sort of looks similar to the Origin staffs in a way, but it's in fact a melee weapon. It could be referring to that, so we could be seeing it within zombies in the future. But I doubt it. I just believe it was referring to the Skull of Nan Sapwa, but who knows, we could be seeing that within the future. It would be cool if Treyarch were to add some of the melee weapons from multiplayer into zombies. It would definitely be a nice addition. Now, within the code, it also says weapon underscore Tesla / Tesla underscore gun, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Now, there is in fact a Tesla gun, which is like this electric gun, which I'll put up on screen now. This is concept art from another game. And back when Black Ops 2 was coming out, a lot of people thought that this gun would be within one of the maps or within one of the DLC maps, and it never came into that game. And there's always been a lot of people speculating that it could be coming in. I know there was even speculation for Black Ops 2, but we've never seen it coming. So we could be seeing the Tesla gun within the future, but I don't think so, because apparently within the code, the Wunderwaffe is in fact called the Tesla gun, apparently. So I don't think the Tesla gun is returning in the future. I think it's just referring to the Wunderwaffe that we obviously see on the Giant, unless we get the Wunderwaffe returning within one of the future DLCs like we saw within Call of the Dead, because obviously within the Easter egg in Call of the Dead, you could in fact obtain the Wunderwaffe, but only for a short duration. So maybe it's going to be something similar to that. Maybe it's going to make an appearance on one of the future maps, but not as in a gun that you can just get from the mystery box. Or it could just be referring to the code that we in fact saw for the Giant, and it could be referring to nothing else. Now, within the code, it also says weapon underscore SMG underscore sten. And a lot of people thinking that we could be seeing the sten within a future DLC map. As he said, this coding isn't specified, so it could be referring to DLC 3 or DLC 4. However, I don't think we're going to be seeing the sten, and the reason for this is because once again, apparently, the bootlegger that we saw within Shadows of Evil, apparently within the coding, it's codenamed the sten, even though it's not a sten. So it could just be referring to the bootlegger from Shadows of Evil. So some people were thinking that we could be seeing the sten within DLC 3 or DLC 4, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And some people were saying, well, maybe we could be seeing the bootlegger returning into the mystery box within DLC 3 or DLC 4 as well as an alternative. And that's certainly a possibility. I would love to see that happen. In fact, it was a really great gun, and again, it sort of fits the theme of this Stalingrad based map. I know it's sort of a made up weapon, but it's still based off of the sten in a way. It's a similar looking gun-ish. but again, it could just be referring to Shadows of Evil. So that's all the leaked information that we've gotten around DLC 3 so far. This has just been a recap. I know this is all old information that I've covered ages ago on my channel before, but as I said, I'm currently doing exams, so pretty much all the videos that I've got to come up with, I've got to make them fast. I've got to make them, you know, easy to do. I don't have much time at the moment to be making really in-depth videos, so if, as I said at the beginning, if you're noticing that my video ideas may be a bit random or they may be repeated or stuff like that, it is because I'm undergoing exams at the moment. I will be posting the video about the katana very soon as well. I've got tons of other ideas, but I just don't have time for it at the moment, unfortunately, and I will also be posting a video regarding all of the DLC 3 information and teasers that we've gotten so far, from ciphers, storyline information, interviews, radio quotes, just quotes in game, all of that jazz. That will be going up on my channel soon. And again, if you notice that I'm late on any news, any new Easter eggs that come out, if you notice that I don't post tutorials on them, it is because I'm doing exams. I've got a geography one tomorrow, I've then got maths one the day after, I've got on Friday another geography one, then I've got 3 the next week, then it's half term, so I'll have a bit more time to record videos then, and then I've got 3 more exams on the 4th week, and then I'll be done. So basically over this next month it's going to be a very lackluster period for my channel, so just bear with me. As soon as it's over, I'll be able to produce a ton of content for you guys. I will unfortunately have to go back after a short like 4 days or something after my exams are over for another final half term, but once that half term's over, it will then be the summer holidays, and I'm just going to grind out so much content for you guys. I hope to God that DLC 3 comes out during the summer holidays, but I just really do. But I'm sure DLC 4 will be, and I'll be absolutely grinding the hell out of it. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe for new audio for the latest. I'm Grace Black, Ops 3 Zombies News Information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.
Do you want free gift cards for playing the hottest games and trying new apps? Then Free My Apps is all you need. Here's how it works. If you're on an iOS device, visit freemyapps.com from your Safari browser to start. If you're on an Android, go to the Google Play Store to download the app, open it, and connect with Facebook. It's that easy. Wondering which gift cards you can get? iTunes, Google Play, Amazon.com, Xbox, Steam, and more. All for just trying out apps from the Free My Apps offer wall. Need help? Watch our step-by-step video in the description to find out more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook to hear about our cool contests and giveaways. Now go get those free gift cards and check back with Free My Apps often for more ways to earn.